They're not wearable. They definitely have inspiration of dress within them. I mean, we refer to them as sculptures.
Yeah, kind of like mechanical sketches.
Yeah, exactly. So it's always difficult. There's not enough words in the world, so you have to make new phrases, I guess. So mechanical sketches is a really good answer. Zowie Broach, Boudicca.
Oh, I'm Brian Kirkby, Boudicca. I feel like I'm in the army, sorry.
And we're in the Cuppola Room in Kensington Palace, London, UK.
The clock's amazing, and I think the clock was one of the points of reference that drew us to the room, because it's like this kind of modern technology of its time. And what we wanted to do with the dresses was, because we looked at the archive and we'd seen all these kind of skeletal forms of some of the decaying dresses, we wanted to kind of make a fusing of the kind of mechanisms of the clock with the mechanisms of the dress to create these kind of mechanical sketches.
Yeah, but and also because I think we were told that this was a room that didn't tell time but made time.
Yeah.
And that kind of really aligned with the way we think. And I think about a year ago now, we did a collection that looked at all the warrior queens across time and really journeyed into what's known as like this kind of rhizomic way that the world operates, particularly, obviously the internet is the finite example, but even historically there's all these little fragile connections that hold everything that exists in the concept of an idea as of today comes from far beyond and all around and on a quantum level, and many more kind of bizarre kind of ways of considering time, I guess. And that really is a way that we've started to really process a lot of ideas in the last year. I guess we're in a point where we're moving from where we've come from to where we would like to begin to go, and so it's that point where you allow an idea to have all the fractions of everything rather than it being determined by just one or two moments. So yes, it definitely started by the internalization of a clock and the internalization of corsetry. We went to look at the archive of the palace. We looked at the history and the stories around Sir Isaac Newton, and all those other little elements also kind of really played into this kind of fractious collision of clockwork, almost like clothing, but are they, aren't they? They're ambiguous, they're not so direct, they're not a dress, they're not a sculpture, they're not defined, and then it comes down to how they demand from themselves as objects how you perceive them, I guess.
I think it feeds into itself, and I think the project that we did prior to this project was all digital. We worked in three-dimensional software and made rapid prototypes of figures. And I think that when we moved into this project, it was that shift from kind of digital into analog. And I think that all along that journey of working on these different projects, you're pollinating yourself with other essences where you can kind of draw that on your work. So as much as these aren't wearable garments, and we're completely aware of that, there are parts of this that will then inform wearable garments, because it becomes part of your kind of conscious history, if you like. So
Yeah, and so I totally agree. It was very beautifully put, I have to say.
Well, thank you.